Here's a not so fun fact. 42% of U.S. small business owners reported experiencing burnout in 2023. That's almost half. And the world hasn't exactly become easier to live in since then. So is business owner burnout inevitable? No. You can have a thriving business and a happy, healthy life at the same time. In this video, I'm going to identify the primary symptoms of and risk factors for burnout and share one big thing you can do to reduce your risk. It's not what you think. Hi, I'm Sally. I helped overwhelmed small business owners transform their businesses to take better care of their clients and themselves. Burnout is a term that gets thrown about a lot in today's culture. Some people even argue that it doesn't exist. Now, I know burnout is real because I've had it. It took me over a year of time away from the work world to get back to a place where doing something as simple as writing website copy didn't leave me completely exhausted and wiped out. I'm really lucky I was able to take that time. Many people can't. And my case was pretty mild compared to people who end up in the hospital for their burnout symptoms. And the bottom line is this: you do not want to go through burnout. Your business needs you. Your customers need you. And if you have employees, they need you. But most importantly, you need you. So how do you know if you're experiencing burnout? Now, I want to be clear here. You're going to notice a big overlap between the main burnout symptoms and depression symptoms. So if you've got any of this stuff going on, your very first step needs to be to see a doctor. There are three primary components to burnout. The first is physical and mental exhaustion. And this may show up in your life in a couple of ways. You spend your downtime completely drained, trying to come up with the energy to focus and complete non-work tasks. Or maybe you avoid making plans with friends and family because you just can't. Again, while those are potential symptoms of burnout, they could also indicate depression or some kind of physical illness, which is why talking with your doctor is so important. The second set of indicators of burnout are detachment and cynicism. In your life, these may look like you think it's all stupid, you can't remember why you started this business, and you fail to see the point of anything. And the third main group of burnout symptoms relate to feelings of purposelessness and uselessness. So if you feel like you haven't achieved your goals, like it doesn't matter whether you do achieve them, and that you no longer have what it would take to achieve your goals, you may also be burned out. But that's not all. Burnout also shows up more subtly with physical, emotional, and behavioral indicators. Physical burnout symptoms include headaches, sleep difficulties, and changes in appetite. Emotionally, you might be dealing with loneliness, self-doubt, a lack of motivation, and irritability. And as far as behavior goes, not being able to motivate yourself to do the work you know needs doing, maybe even missing deadlines because of it, that's one of the biggest symptoms of burnout. So why are small business owners at such high risk for burnout? In a nutshell, burnout is an extreme form of exhaustion, and it can be triggered by excessive workloads, a lack of autonomy or recognition in the workplace, or a fundamental values mismatch between the worker and the work they do. There are other potential causes, but these are the primary things that affect small business owners. I've got a cat making noises down here. Sorry about that. So think about the things you deal with every day in your business. You're doing all of the jobs, and you're being the person who has to make all of the decisions. You're tackling a never-ending to-do list. You're resolving issues with unhappy customers and employees. You're ensuring licensing, regulatory, and health compliance, and working through government bureaucracies. You're chasing down clients who haven't paid you. You're chasing down vendors who haven't delivered the things you've paid for. You're networking to find additional clients. You're updating and troubleshooting your website, your billing and record systems, and other tech. You're finding, hiring, and training new employees. And all of the other things you might have to address as a small business owner. I mean, look at how well those activities line up with the burnout triggers we talked about earlier. Now add all of the things you need to do in your life, like grocery shopping and housework, plus the external pressures businesses face as the marketplace changes. And it's no wonder people are pushed past their capacity to be effective. In fact, it's actually surprising more business owners aren't experiencing burnout. Or maybe they are, and they haven't realized that's why they don't want to work anymore. Business ownership is a marathon, not a sprint. And it's also one of the greatest personal growth journeys you could undertake. If you're finding this content helpful and you want to learn more tips and tools for living a purposeful life as an entrepreneur, Please like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any new videos. So you think you might be at least dipping your toes into burnout, if not already all the way in the pool. And what can you do? Well, first things first, talk to your doctor. Make sure you don't have something physical going on, and that if you're dealing with mental health concerns like depression, you're being supported. And then identify the biggest stressors in your business. Is there a way to get support or help around them? How can you give yourself some regular time off to rest and have a life? And what can you do to make things easier for yourself? Also, consider talking to a therapist or a coach to get support around the ways burnout is affecting your life. But there's one big thing you can do to address your burnout that I bet hasn't even occurred to you, and it might make all the difference. Realign your business with your sense of purpose. One of the fundamental causes of burnout is misalignment of values, and as small business owners, we often don't feel we have the time to ensure our businesses are in alignment with who we are and what we want to achieve. We're too busy scrambling. Remember back to when you started your business. You saw a need you could meet, and you jumped in to meet it. And then you discovered that running a business isn't just doing the work you want to do. It's also keeping inventory and ordering supplies, maintaining equipment and paying taxes, sending invoices, managing people, running a website, and sending out newsletters. And then maybe somebody told you that you actually need to diversify your income streams, and suddenly you're doing a whole lot more stuff that doesn't seem at all related to the change you wanted to be in the world. One of the most powerful things you can do as a small business owner is take an honest look at where you're putting your energy in the business and evaluating whether that's where it should go. That involves getting clarity about who you want to serve and the assumptions you're making about how you're supposed to run a business, as well as personal limiting beliefs about asking for help and how much you're allowed to receive in return for what you put out into the world. It's hard and scary to look at that stuff, but it is so important, and it can yield big results. If you're interested in doing your own alignment audit, but you don't know where to begin, I've got a free resource you can use, and the link is in the show notes. So here's an example of what I'm talking about. I know a lot of business owners who really struggle to put out a regular newsletter. They can't find a way to keep it in their schedules, even though they know it'll keep their services top of mind for their clients. I mean, for many of us, it's work, so we put it off. But one small business owner I know has found a way to reframe the newsletter to align with what she believes. And because gratitude is fundamental to her value system, every Thanksgiving, she sends handwritten thank you notes to every single person who has ever booked with her, along with a discount code for their next service. And as a result, during the busy holiday season, when many people might not normally think to schedule acupuncture sessions, her calendar fills with clients who remember how much they enjoy working with her and decide to make appointments. They're booking into January and February. She has aligned the need for outreach with her value of gratitude, and it's one of the reasons her practice is so successful. There's one other bonus thing you can do that will yield big results. Connect with your community. Business owners understand what other business owners are going through, and they often have helpful advice and solutions. So my goal for this channel is to grow a community that can be each other's supports along the way. So please click subscribe and share your own tips and strategies for preventing and coping with burnout as a small business owner. There's a whole comment section waiting for you. And please also share this content with other business owners you know who might need it. Thank you.